So what's good? This is what we doing. Hey, this is episode 9. Yeah, I said that with Blackceezar. If you're checking out the podcast, then and the show at the same time or whatever, you know what happened. Everything stopped abruptly, and it took a minute for us to get everything set up. Anyway, we switched over podcast mode. It was just I don't know, man. It's one of those that I swear, if you check me out on Legal Crime Radio, you know it happens. I don't know how, I don't know why, but it does. You know what we do here, though? We answer questions. We answer questions, and a lot of the questions are the same questions. It's a lot of politics. It's a lot of politics. A few sports, but a lot of politics. It's almost to the point, a lot of these questions are the same questions. How do I feel about what's going on in these streets with the military presence? How I feel about ICE. What I feel about this. What I look. How can I say this? I am old enough to have watched and experienced growing up. You see what I'm saying? Let me tell y'all. Let me give y'all an example. I hang out. I've been at people's houses in my 20s, going into my 30s, where loud music is popping next door. Oh man, they need to turn that down, son. God dang, man. Come on, man. You know, been chopping it up at a shorty's house 2 in the morning. Man, dudes just be outside all the time, man. They ain't got nowhere to go. We with them. There was a time we with them. You know what I'm saying? And I don't ever criticize younger people for being young. You know what I'm saying? No, nor do I at as you get older, do you even get mad as older people criticize younger people, because that's just the way of the world. I'm in that position where I'm like, I don't want to be that, the older people, but I was this, younger people, and I hope that they grow and go, okay, yeah, there's a point where you tone it down. There's a point where you're like, yo, ain't nothing else, ain't nothing good out here past 12 o'clock. Let me go on in the house. You know what I'm saying? Let me not be crew thick out here in the middle of the night. Let me go on in the house. You know what I mean? I don't need to be out here wilding out right now. This ain't, the streets ain't calling me like they used to. It ain't the calls are far and few, and I'm okay with that. Let me go back in the crib and enjoy my life. You know what I mean? So I get it. So when you talk about the police presence in certain areas, there's this weird dynamic. You know what I'm saying? There's this, man, that's crazy, son. That's wild. Yo, I can't believe they out here. That's racist. Then there's the other side where it's like, will it help? Will it help deter crime? Will it help stop the wildness out on this block, in this area? Will it cut back on stuff? That's the real question. Will it stop the BS on the block? You know what I'm saying? And that's the part that has yet to be answered. They keep telling you about, yeah, they're here. You saw the one storming in the projects on the one spot in the middle of the night. They ain't even tell you how that went. You know what I'm saying? They ain't be like, yo, everybody ended up back on the block. Where are we at? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it helping? Or is it just is it added chaos? You know what I'm saying? Is it helping or is it added chaos? That's the question. And right now it feels like it's added chaos. In DC, it was like, yo, people was just like, why y'all here? We ain't even, whatever. That vanished. They stopped talking about that. You see them out there in Portland. They were trying to tell you how crazy it is in Portland. Nobody believed that. They went to Chicago, where you can really say it gets down like that. They're in Memphis. It's for show. It is all for show. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing. And I think I said it last time I rocked with y'all, because I didn't rock with y'all last week. life happens. So the last time I rocked with y'all, I'm pretty sure I said it. If not on this one, it was the other podcast. But this is a visual stimulation that helps feed into people's perspectives and stereotypes. You know what I mean? Like I said before, you catch up with a bunch of white people. You go to a white area, you hang out with some white people, and you go, hey, who's been carjacked? Who in your family's been carjacked? How many people in your job have been carjacked? Ain't no hands really going up. How many of y'all been robbed, carjacked, sexually assaulted, gun in your face, just bullied for no reason at all? Just you walked up in a building, you're at a restaurant, you're somewhere, and a group of black people just came in and caused chaos towards you or the people in that area, in that building. How many times does that happen? Hands aren't going up, but it's a fear. This right here helps make them feel like, yeah, I told you. It sounds good. It looks good. I got a bunch of questions about the undocumented. Here's the thing that I want to say, and I have to say it. As you could probably hear, this might not have a lot of jokes. It might not be a fun moment. I have never, ever seen anyone blame the employers. We always scream, and when I say we, I don't mean white people, black people. I tell people all the time, if there's one thing we have in common, it's this mentality of these people, quote unquote, taking our jobs. Black people say it, white people say it, Americans say it like it's a thing, like they're taking our jobs. Like one day you woke up and you went to work and it was people telling you, nah, son, you can't come up in here. We got this now. Go back home. We done took your spot, son. People take your cars. People will take stuff out your house. People will take signs out your yard. People will take packages off your porch. But nobody is taking your job. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is taking your job. Even when we talk about promotions. You know what I'm saying? I think it's an Indeed commercial where the chick is sitting there for the umpteenth time, thinking this time this is going to be her promotion moment. And they gave it to whoever. Everybody clapping and dude got a spot. She just looks on Indeed. Oh, well, cool. I had a backup plan. Boom, I got my spot here. Here's the part that commercial doesn't fulfill. The other side. That she came from a whole nother company to get a promotion at another company where there's somebody sitting around like she was sitting around. And it's even worse because they brought in an outsider. Like, hold on, son. Y'all brought in a whole person from a whole nother joint to get my... For real? For real? Now, in that instance, you could probably feel your spot was taken. Definitely because you brought in a whole, you know what I'm saying? They weren't even in the company. They just came from someplace else and took that spot. You ain't get nobody. It ain't even like I lost to somebody in the room. Yeah, you brought an outsider. Come on, yo. That might be the closest you can get to job taken. Shorty job wasn't taken. She was overlooked. She went to a whole nother company and took somebody's job. They weren't just overlooked. They grabbed an outsider. That is the closest you could come to they took my job. You know what I'm saying? And even then, who do you get mad at? That man can't get mad at her. He gonna be, that dude, that chick, they're not gonna be mad at that shorty that came in from the Indeed commercial. They're gonna be like, all right. They get funky with the people who made the decision. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I don't ever see. I don't ever see us as a people getting funky with the employers. You see what I'm saying? They go, oh, they took our jobs. They hiring them. Nobody ever goes, who? Who is the they that's hiring these people that you're claiming stole our jobs? Who are the they? We don't ever care about the they. We care about the people that are working. We care about the people working versus the people who hire them. One reason is they always seem to, most of the time, those, it's a 50% chance, it's a 50-50. They are liking to your philosophy, your ideology. Those are the people who donated to the Republicans. Those are the people who donated to that Republican here, that Republican there, to Trump. So they fall back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Then there's the other half that didn't. But you can't go mad at them because then it's like, well, hold on, y'all mad at them, but what about them? Well, hypocrites. So they shut up altogether. You see what I'm saying? Then there's that group of people who like to say stuff like, tell me you don't know about business without telling me you don't know about business. They done cut 20 people, hired 11. Okay. The 11 that they hired, they don't even pay what they were paying the 20 people. You know what I'm saying? Them people were making $18 to $20. They ain't making no more than 13 or 14. You save money. You ain't got as many people, and you ain't even paying them people that you got top quality. That's business, son. You out here, you done maximize your work without really having to put no money on it. That's business, son. That's business. That's business 101. You just a hater. That's where we are right now. So you get those two kind of people, but they still want to blame the people working. It's the people working that's the problem. People doing an honest day's job, underpaid, overworked, illegally having a job. That's your problem. Your problem isn't the companies that hired them. Your company is the people working, which then at the end of the day comes off as racist. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, you're still going to blame them. Why? How did we just leapfrog over the real issue of, yeah, I'm not hiring y'all. I'm going to hire them for less money, hire even less of them in general, and have them do everything. They're good. How did you just leapfrog over that and then blame the people working? The people who are working aren't out here on the streets wilding out. What's your issue with them? We have so much going on where, first and foremost, there's just this hate. I don't even know. I want to come up with another word for it, but at the end of the day, it's hate. Hate. So yeah, while I got a bunch of questions asking me about what's going on with the military and the guards being everywhere and how I feel about that, it all boils down to the same thing. There's a group of people who have a perception, and this helps them feel like they're right. You know what I mean? I don't know if we're allowed to speak Charlie Kirk's name and speak negative of him as of yet because, you know, he's still this martyr, this hero. Who knows? Don't know. But I'm going to tell you this much. His whole origin story is he didn't get to something that he thought he should have got to. And the way he looked at it was a black person, most likely a black woman, stole his position, was given his position because of diversity, because they needed to make it look good. Like that's his whole joint. It could never be, maybe I wasn't good enough. It could never be, maybe I wasn't smart enough. Maybe I didn't do enough work. Maybe I didn't invest enough time to figure out what I had to do. It clearly had to be, they had too many white people. They needed to switch it up a little bit. I was the one that got caught up in the switch up. That's his whole claim to fame is he feels he was slighted in that situation. He felt he didn't get his because Instead of giving it to him who was a worthy candidate, they gave it to somebody else who didn't look like him. So if they gave it to them, they definitely didn't deserve it. They didn't earn it. Who knows? It might not have even been a person of color. Could have just been another white person. We don't know. He probably never knew. But it sounds better to say it that way than a whole group of people who already feel that way follows. You see what I'm saying? We have spent so much time in this country trying to make white insecurities comfortable. And when I say that, I don't mean everybody, of course, but the ones that you see the most, the ones that you hear the most, you know what I mean? Like by Charlie Kirk's definition of life, Jasmine Crockett isn't worthy of being in her spot. Marjorie Greene Taylor is. When you watch Marjorie Greene speak, when you watch Jasmine Crockett speak, you take away the inflections, you take away the accent, you take away the mannerisms, and you just listen to the words. Who's more articulate? Jasmine Crockett. Hands down. Like that's not even a. She is Michael Dyson. You all day on this joint. She is that. She is Frederick Douglass compared to what Marjorie Greene. Because Marjorie Greene is just. And guess what somebody gonna tell you? Well, I like that though. I like straight to the point. It ain't gotta be. It ain't got. I don't know all the big words. But if Jasmine Crockett had did it, oh, look at that. That's ghetto. Ugh. She can't even articulate her words. So which one is it? You know what I'm saying? Again, we gotta make a certain group of people feel comfortable. So you're too intelligent or you speak too articulate. Old girl over here, Marjorie, calls it like she see it, speaks it how she feels it. That's down home. I like that. Yeah. What? It's always been that way. It's always been that way. What's the shorty that was a vice president nominee candidate with what's my man name who passed almost a decade ago? Can't think of his name. The prisoner dude. Trump was like, "Yo, my heroes don't get caught." My man. I can't think of his name right now, and it's so sad. But it'll probably come to me at some point as I keep going. But he had Sarah Palin was the name of the female I was thinking of. Mama Bear did this and she did that. Mama Bear, Michelle Obama. I'm gonna make sure that my kids do this. I'm gonna do this for my kids. I gotta make sure everything is straight. Ugh. Mama Bear over here. It's all good. We have such a hypocritical vibe. And there's a point where it was easier to think it was party versus party. Obama showed us it had nothing to do with party versus party. It was clearly race. And then it just turned into everything else, race, sex, as time went on. And you realize, okay, there's just a clear weirdness over there on one side. But we're still in this place where we have to make these people feel comfortable. Everything that's happening right now is to make them feel comfortable. They're sacrificing a better living experience as an American because they figure like, yo, as long as y'all don't get it, then it just won't be gotten. You know what I mean? That's the vibe. The King Solomon joint with the baby. That's my kid. Now that's my kid. I tell you what. How about we cut the kid? Yeah, cut the kid. I'll take the front half. I don't want to be out here with no booty. The baby gonna be dead, fool. And then there's the other mother going, why would you even do that? Let her have the baby. At least the baby will be alive. There you go. Here you go, mama. You got Trump going, oh, we're about to gut a lot of their Democrats' plans. Yeah, do that. You do know a lot of their plans are stuff that you benefit from. Whatever. I don't like. We'll just figure something out. I remember back when George W. was running. He was still running to be president. John McCain is the name I couldn't think of. Woo! Boy, I told you I'd get back around to it. Look, that's how my mind works. Anyway, and they had an old lady who was like, she is old lady who was like, I'm okay with working 2 jobs to maintain. What? This old lady says she is okay with working multiple jobs to sustain stability in her household. That's where we are right now. People are willing to sacrifice because in their head, the other side ain't going to get it. So cool. I'll just have to step it up even more. To what? I don't know if y'all are paying attention, but one, a lot of these companies are shutting down. Especially in the retail market, they're always telling you about how Subway, McDonald's, Starbucks, Food Lion, a lot of these places aren't Myers. A lot of these places aren't going to be around, are going to have to end up being on Sears time. Yeah, Sears. Remember Sears? Sears was one of the big dogs. Can't find a Sears now. You got to go online, and half of the time, that's shady. Amazon is all about robots. A lot of white collar jobs are going to AI. You know what I'm saying? AI is going to take over the accounting for a lot of stuff. That's a joint people went to school for, to know their numbers and be accountants. AI's gonna take care of your taxes. You up here thinking you don't feel like going and sitting up in that long wait situation at the H&R Block in the Jackson Hewitt. You ain't gonna have to. You call up or you do your thing online, and AI will assist you. H&R Blocks, and when you go to the malls and all that joint, and they got the Jackson Hewitt and the H&R Block set up with the all that's gonna die in the next couple of years. Why? AI gonna take over. So there goes some more unemployed people who have nothing more than to fall back on Target, Walmart, Kroger, Hy-Vee, Food Lion, if Food Lion will still be open, Food Lion. You know what I'm saying? And all of that. That's where they're going to have to find themselves at. Construction jobs are cutting back on stuff. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to let this program divvy out and make sure all my money stuff is straight and make sure I get all my orders and shit. So it's, instead of it being the somebody who had a job, hey, make sure you order this. Hey, make sure you order that. So-and-so did this, so-and-so did that. We make sure all the money, boom, boom, boom. That person now has no job. That person ain't somebody who go get their hands dirty because they went to school to not get their hands dirty. So they are never, ever going to be in the mix. But now they out of a gig. They're out of a gig. We saw the joint in McDonald's where it's all robots. That's a whole joint gone. A lot of these places have kiosks now. You just go in, bloop, 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 and then you sit around and wait. A lot of these stores, I know the rumor was out here, Home Depot would start charging you to be in the park to park. You'll be charged to park and if that takes off, a lot of places will charge you to park. And a lot of that is they don't really want you in there anyway. They want you to sit home, order, and then we'll bring it to you. But if you have to come out because you're working on an ill project, something dope, something crazy, something where you're like, yo, I got to do this myself, you're going to have to come out there, and then you got to pay per hour or something like that to go around and get your material. You don't think Target's going to do that? You don't think Walmart's going to do that? A lot of these places are encouraging you to order. The problem is older people don't do it. Older people ain't doing that. People who live in bad neighborhoods can't afford to do that. So they're like, nah, I'm going to go out here and get my joints and keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing worse than being in the neighborhood where I can't have nothing on my porch. Because these porch pirates, boy, they just take. They open it up. I don't know what this is. Ugh. Then they got to try to figure out who they can get into. You know what I mean? So imagine this is the world that we're getting to. You best believe they about to cut a whole lot of stuff out, a whole lot of programs. If you let Trump, if you believe what Trump is saying, he is willing to gut a lot. So it's like, yo, how do we survive this? The politics. Both sides are probably sitting around going, gotta see how everything goes into next year. Like, did it work or did it fail? You know what I mean? Because you best believe a lot of those ads, he was, you know what I'm saying, this candidate supported Trump in invading these cities. They needed it. And he and cut this and this and that and cut this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? He needed and this candidate did. It gets crazy. These ads get so wild and the lies get so ill. And you also realize TikTok is about to be bought by American people who are going to like Zuckerberg with Facebook and Instagram are going to be okay with the misinformation. The platforms are being bought by people who have bent the knee. You know what I'm saying? Like, they let a lot of stuff go, but all it takes is one report and you're out. That's all it takes is one report and it's gone. People don't get that. People don't want to get that. People don't think about it. It's a weird space we're in. And if you're thinking to yourself, man, this don't seem fun. Where's the questions and answers and all? Like I told y'all, a lot of my questions were politics. A lot of them were politics. And salute. Because, again, I do black history. I do history of people of color. And I talk that talk. But it's good to know that there are people trying to figure out what's up. Even if your politics aren't aligned with mine and you're like, yo, well, how you feel about it? I've seen it all. I've seen stuff that are pro-Republican. I've seen stuff that are pro-Democrat. I've seen stuff that are clearly like what I like to consider myself as, that is not into it. I'm not even independent. I am like, what sounds right? You know what I mean? That's my thing. What sounds right? You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to take no Republican side. I'm not going to take no Democrat side. It feels like I'm taking the Democrat side because this is just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, if you were thinking we're going to come up in here and be on some the moments is right there. Well, this week we ain't Ain't nothing, ain't no giggles over here. Ain't nothing funny over here right now because it's crazy out here and it's wild. And we just gotta, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just wish people who are voting against their interests would just wake up and go, yeah, nah, I think I'm okay with where we at, and I'm gonna vote the other way next time. You know what I'm saying? And you see it. You see a few people doing that. You see it here and there. But the thing about us as Americans, we have to really be down bad for us to go, yeah, this ain't work out like I thought it would. And go, I came to my senses too late, but I'm glad you came. I'm glad you knocked on the door to logic and we open it up and embrace you, but some damage has already been done. What can we do to fix this? Because when Trump is talking, gutting stuff, what y'all don't understand is it's easier to destroy than to build. You know what I'm saying? It takes 10 minutes to burn down a house. 10 minutes to burn a house down. It takes months to build one. You see what I'm saying? He'll gut a lot of stuff. They might lose the midterms. Now you got to fight to get everything back in order. It ain't just going to be that easy way. Okay, light switch, everything's back. Like, nah, power generator on, everything's back. Nah, it's going to take a minute to get everything back to where you thought was okay, to decent, to, you know what I'm saying, at least average, subpar average. It don't take long to destroy anything. It takes longer to fix it. And we're just in that space right now where this regime is willing to destroy everything and keep it pushing. Anyway, this is how we get down. This is what we do. Thank y'all. I know this is kind of short. Like I said, all the questions were the same questions, and the music stuff isn't really popping up because, again, if you listen to the show, you know we just stopped abruptly. I don't know what happened. We gotta also take time to fix that up. Um, but yeah, man, this is what we do. This is how we get down. Thank y'all for rocking. And episode 9, man, episode 9. If we will start pushing these after episode 10. Once episode 10 goes, the promotion game really hits in. I want to have enough to fall back on. That's one reason. I ain't want to go out here promoting and all I got is one. And then you go, like, he ain't got nothing but one episode. I listen to that and then it's like, what I got to do? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm one of them. I'm a binge watcher from the. Look, I was about to say I'm a binge watcher from the backside. Let me take that back. I'm a binge watcher from the back end. Nope. That don't sound good either. That's pause worthy too. I like to let the episodes build up, then binge watch. There we go. That's how you. I like to let the episodes build up, then I binge watch. I know the Peacemaker finale just happened, so now I'll go in and I'll watch Peacemaker. I mean, you know what I'm saying, like, trust me, if your show is depending on when I watch, you'll be messed up. I just started watching season 3 of Squid Games. Just started. Yeah, you'll be waiting forever messing with me. Don't yeah. Yeah, I like to watch and get it in like that. Cause I hate that thing you and get good and then you're like, I gotta wait. At least when it builds up a little bit, you're like, okay, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's how you gotta do it. But yeah, man. Um, so yeah, if a show had to wait on me, they'd be waiting for the numbers would never be good. But thank y'all for rocking. And this is what we do. East Coast, West Coast, worldwide, Lost Boys. Rest in peace to Freaky Ty. This is what we do. This is how we get down. Please, by all means, listen to Legal Crime Radio. Wednesdays, 8 o'clock. Saturdays, 6 p.m. Check out the other podcasts, Our World, Our Time. And this is what we do, man. This is how we get down. Thank y'all for rocking. How they say it. You only live once. That's a lie. You only die once. So anytime that your God allows you to get out here and continue your journey, please show the world the best version of you. Y'all be safe. Peace.
This is a Soul of Art presentation.